Make sure, obviously, under your arms are washed properly, around your crutch is washed correctly, and your feet are washed correctly. Stacks of soap, stacks of lather, get there. And what we're going to do now is have a quick demo.
To meet the Soviet threat, our units are rapidly occupying their battle positions.
Some of the first things about hygiene to consider.
Time spent in preparation is always time well spent, often lives well saved, sometimes even the difference between success and failure. With so many individual tasks to be coordinated and synchronized, the action on the objective must be rehearsed in every detail and every man briefed individually.
Welcome everyone to part 9 of our military Fieldcraft series. Now this one is going to be one that no one's talking about. It's not flashy, it's not sexy, but what it is extremely important. Personal admin. Personal admin is essentially looking after yourself, your clothing and your equipment. After all, you cannot be effective if you're not healthy, fed, well rested and your equipment is ready to go. Oftentimes we take personal admin for granted as we're only spending either under a day or up to 3 days in the field. Any extended period of time beyond that, or even within that period of time, we're gonna have to conduct personal admin. And the ability to do that effectively is absolutely crucial. So with that, I just finished a day of patrolling, or you've just finished patrolling. Let's set up a shelter and get into it and begin our personal admin routine and all of the considerations during an evening routine or a morning routine that you need to know about. Some considerations when conducting personal admin. The first thing is personal admin is taking care of ourselves. Now this is a lot easier to do if we have a shelter or a camp or somewhere that is secure and safe. In addition to this, if you're on your own, that level of security and shelter is even more crucial. But if you're within a team, a really good strategy is you will split up the personal admin tasks, be that cooking, equipment maintenance, weapon maintenance, clothing maintenance, or rest. By split this up, what I mean is if there's a team of 4, 2 of you will do tasks, the other 2 will provide security. This will ensure that at least half of your total firepower as a squad is available for protection and observation, thus adding to your security as a unit. In addition to this, the 2 performing the Fieldcraft tasks or the admin tasks can split up those duties. So one might cook for either the entire or half of the platoon. Often we work in pairs. Or the other might clean their weapons. In regards to weapons and your personal rifle, this will always be by your side. This is something that whether you're performing admin or in the field, you'll always consider. This is important because often when doing these admin tasks, we can get very easily distracted. So it's crucial that we have this weapon ready by our side. After all, when changing your clothes, you don't want to be caught with your pants down. Another crucial part of our field admin tasks is being organized. What you'll notice as we go through today's demonstration is I'm only taking out what I need. And this is on purpose. If we, for whatever reason, have to bounce or get away, we have the minimal amount of kit out at once. Another little tip is we can use a carabiner on our equipment. When taking off our combat webbing, our jackets, or our packs, we can put everything connected to that one carabiner. What this means is in the case that we get contact or have to bounce, we can just grab all of our equipment and it's all going to be attached at once. Nothing's going to fall off, we're not going to forget anything. Now that we've got our basic shelter set up, it gives us a good position to conduct our personal admin. It's a little bit hot today. security isn't a big issue, so I'm using a good lean-to shelter. It also allows, again, demonstrating purposes today, guys, a nice open area for me to demonstrate the task we're going to go through. So with that, let's start with the first thing, which is yourself. So the first part of personal admin is yourself. We've got to make sure that we're looking after ourselves. A crucial part of this that we're going to start off with is food and water. When it comes to food, you've got to make sure that you're carrying enough food and supplies to actually sustain you for the mission. Remember, we're not talking about minimum calorie count. Watch our combat nutritional video for more on that. We're talking about actual food and nutrition. Second to this, or more importantly, is our water. Now, we can't carry all the water we're going to need for an operation, so it's crucial that we conduct water procurement. We're going to do a separate video on food, field food and water procurement, but when it comes to your personal admin, food preparation, meaning the cooking and eating of that food, is part of your personal admin, as well as water procurement. Next to our food and water is going to be rest. Our rest is crucially important, and we can only do this in a safe area. Now, whether you rest in your full combat uniform and you just simply take down and get some shut-eye, or you fully strip, wash yourself, get into a sleeping bag, will depend on your environment. This is why working in a team is crucial, because when you have security running, we can ultimately get better rest. We can't go long without a good night's sleep. It's necessary for our body to function, think correctly, and repairs. All things which are absolutely crucial in the field. So don't underestimate the power of rest and time to sleep. Let's talk about our personal hygiene, which is probably one of the bigger topics when it comes to our personal admin. Again, personal admin meaning the task of taking care of yourself. So, hygiene is something that we take for granted in the modern world. We expect to go home to a shower, running water, and a sanitary environment. In the field, this isn't an option, so we've got to ensure that we're taking the necessary precautionary steps to ensure that we're being hygienic and sanitary. The ultimate goal of our hygiene in the field is preventing infection, disease, illness, and a myriad of things that can come with being unhygienic in the field. So with that, let's talk about our hygiene kit and the type of practices that we need to adhere to ensure that we're being hygienic in the field. And honestly, you'll be surprised of what some of these are. Some of the first things about hygiene to consider is going to be touching our face. During Marine Corps boot camp, they always stress do not touch your face, and there's good reason for that. The Royal Marines also train to wash 3 to 5 times a day. So why is that? The first is touching your face. Our fingernails and hands collect so much bacteria. Even with gloves on, I'm sweating underneath these gloves. The gloves have bacteria, viruses and funguses in them. And our environment is full of microbes. So by touching our face, scratching, we open ourselves to infection, or worse, some sort of eye infection, nasal infection, or causing a cut that then can get infected. Our face is a very sensitive part of our body, so at all costs, try to avoid touching your face. The only times we should be touching our face in the field is when we're washing in the morning, we're washing at night, or we are applying camouflage cream either in the morning or midday, and before each of those tasks we are washing our hands. This leads us into how often should we be washing? Well, as often as you can. The Royal Marines during their training stress the importance of washing themselves, oftentimes washing anywhere from 3 to 5 times a day. Now this is crucially important because it gets you in the habit and the conscious thinking of washing. There are people out there today that even with all of today's amenities don't even shower once a day. So if you're not doing those disciplined things at home right now, when you get into the field, it is going to fall off. And I'm telling you, you open yourself to massive risk of infection, injury, and putting yourself at a health risk. And if you're not healthy, it could, compromise the rest of your teammates. So take your personal hygiene seriously. Don't touch your face and wash as often as you can. And if you do need to use your hands during any task, be that eating or washing yourself, make sure you're using an antibacterial wipe and we're washing our hands and then doing those hygiene tasks. So let's talk about those. So let's talk about our wash kit. What you would have noticed was my wash kit was near the bottom of my pack, and that's on purpose. So we are going to use our wash kit in the morning or at the end of the day. You've seen it was easily accessible. What are the contents of the wash kit? So this is my own. It could change on the environment I'm in, but these are some items I find crucially important. The first one is going to be a pair of antibacterial wet wipes. This is again for washing our hands before we do any other task. Next up is going to be a good old mirror. After that is going to be a hand towel. Give you guys a size idea of how big that is. This is getting washed regularly. Next up is going to be soap. So this is liquid wilderness soap. I brought two examples of soap for you guys. So this is a liquid version. What's cool about this is this can be used for many things, washing your body and washing other items such as mess kit as well, and your clothing. A note about liquid washes though is oftentimes you cannot use them on your groin or armpits or sensitive areas. So again, bits like your privates and internal parts of your body. So just be aware of that. Oftentimes the military field wipes, which are very, very toxic, cannot be used on those parts of the body. Makeup wipes. So these I get from hotels, and they are awesome for taking off camouflage paint cream. You don't want to do that with your towel because it's just going to smudge those oils. This towel is simply for drying off your clean body, nothing else. We use either soap or a little flannel scrub cloth to physically clean ourselves, keeping those separate, just like our clean and dirty water. We don't want cross-contamination. There's no point of getting this covered in bacteria. More face paint wipes. I just think they're great. Sorry, makeup wipes. So this I wanted to show you guys. This is antifungal. So antifungal is really important. When we sweat a lot, things like ringworm are very, very common in the field. So an antifungal or a cortisol cream or something like an antibacterial cream for beating cellulitis. And what cellulitis is again very common in the field, often like where you chafe with equipment. It's when bacteria gets trapped underneath your skin. It almost looks like a blood blister underneath your skin, and that can get infected and get quite nasty. So carrying antifungal for ringworm infections and the antibacterial cream, again, two of the most common things you'll see in the field. We're sweating often. Guys, just take it and then you can deal with the problem. If you're in a squad, you can have one guy carry the stuff. It's not big, doesn't take up a lot of room though. Okay, so in here, I've got some other items. Go through them all. We've got a razor. Shaving's very important. We got toothpaste, our toothbrush. Dental hygiene is hugely important. When it comes to brushing our teeth in the field, brush as you normally would. A large collection of Q-tips, not only great for cleaning your weapon, but cleaning your ears also, which again is one of those places we're getting cam cream, we're getting infections, and we just want to keep clean and clear out. And then our next example, I love this. This is dial soap. This is that yellow antibacterial one. I think it's a 1 or 3% antibacterial compound, but it's absolutely excellent and perfect for the field. And another example of the types of soaps we can carry. So what's great about this is that we can actually use this bar to physically scrub our body with. But if we have the liquid type, often we need some sort of washcloth or flannel. I have used this to clean my clothes before. So it's fantastic. Now, what do we use to actually clean ourselves? Well, this is why I'm a massive fan of the British Army webbing and mess kits. So when we cook our food, we're going to have boiling water to heat our food up, and then this is going to be our wash basin. The smaller one is what we cook our rations in, make our hot water for our tea, and then this is a perfect size for a wash basin. So you get 2 in 1 with these mess tins, guys. So right there is our field hygiene kit laid out. Let's go over each part of our body and how we need to look after it in the field. So first part is our actual hygiene routine. What exactly are we going to do? So we boiled our water and we have our soaps ready. Well, we're going to start with, again, cleaning our hands, and then we're actually going to clean our face. Again, we only clean our face and touch our face with clean hands. We're then going to wash our upper body, either using bits of water, applying soap, water, and doing a shower almost in sections. One thing I should note is before you do this, you want to use the makeup wipes to remove any camo paint on your skin. This is again going to allow you to get a proper good wash. So we've got the camo paint off our skin, we're cleaning our hands, our hands are clean, we then clean our face, we shave, and then we dab our body. Again, this is with clean water and we use that soap. We want to pay extra attention to our armpits and areas where sweat accumulates. This is where we're going to get, again, that ringworm and cellulitis, if anywhere at all. We finish cleaning our upper body. We then remove our boots, socks, clean our feet, apply powder to our feet, wipe down our legs, and the last area is our groin area. Again, really pay attention to this, guys. Really wash your groin. It's a area ripe for infection. So your groin is the last part that you clean, starting with your face, upper body, legs, feet, and then groin. When it comes to our hair, we want to be sure to keep it nice and short. This is going to allow head injuries to be treated, and also more hygienic. You're going to sweat less, it's going to be more controllable. It's also going to minimize the chance of parasites or insects such as lice infecting your head. So when it comes to our teeth, again, we want to brush daily, or twice a day ideally, being sure to massage those gums, get blood flow into your gum areas, and keeping our mouth hygiene as best as we can. Guys, we need to wash daily. It's something that cannot be understated, and before you eat, you've got to be washing your hands. The more you do that in daily life, the more it's going to translate into the field. So like with all these skills, make sure that we're practicing the fundamentals and disciplines on a daily basis. All right, so let's talk about our clothing and equipment, which is our second part of our personal admin. All of this geared equipment is going to be getting used in the field. That's the point of it. But part of our personal admin is making sure that at the end of the day, our equipment is good to go. So what are we looking for when we do this? Well, we're making sure that there are no rips, tears, or major repairs that have to be done to our gear. Oftentimes, 1 or 2 guys will be carrying a sewing kit. We want to make sure that all of the straps on our pack and webbing are still intact, and personal camouflage comes into this. So if you've got a top-up camouflage, then this is the time to do it when you're conducting your personal admin. Stuff such as clothing, we may want to apply an insect repellent, but this will be done at base and often not in the field. But if you're in a very safe harbor area and you have the means to do that, then applying waterproof coatings and anti-insect coatings this is a great time to do it. Making sure that everything's good. Again, there's no holes, does stuff need to be replaced, things of that nature. When it comes to ID tags, making sure that everyone's got their ID tags. Are you changing stuff? Are you adding stuff? Again, guys, things of that nature. So we're looking over all of our equipment. These are all of our soft and hard goods, so helmets, body armor, also making sure that the dates are good and it's in good serviceable condition. Kit items such as medical as well, and then stoves, fuels, solid fuels, gas stoves, whatever it might be. all fall into our equipment. Tarps, bashers, poles, we're looking over everything. We're looking for gaps where things can be compromised. When you're doing your personal admin and you've got your gear out, give it a quick look. Make sure that it's in good serviceable condition. That's a really important part of your personal admin. Taking care of your equipment in the field, being conscious and attentive to it is going to make sure that when you need it, it looks after you. Other parts of our personal admin is going to be obviously caring for our weapon systems. So when we've got time at the end of the day, we're going to want to clean and maintain our weapon systems. This is going to be part of that. Just like our cleaning kits for ourselves, we've got a cleaning kit for our firearms. So on top of this is also going to be our lenses for our optics and night vision devices. We want to make sure that those are coated, the batteries are good, there's no fogging or anything, nothing's been broken or compromised. So after we've washed ourselves, we're then tending to our equipment and our weapon systems. Guys, if you're interested in knowing what exactly is in my rifle cleaning kit, check out our weapon maintenance in the field video. I go over all that, everything you need and how to actually effectively clean your weapon while in the field. Just know for today that it is a crucial part of your personal admin. So guys, there's a quick introduction to personal admin. It's extremely important, and as anything in the field, you should always be doing something to keep you busy. If you're not doing something to keep you busy, then oftentimes you're in the wrong. You should always be doing something unless you're resting, be that fueling yourself, but even then rest could be argued that it is, necessary for the mission. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, just touching upon personal admin and all the things that are covered within that. Guys, hygiene is important. Looking after yourself is important. So not just in the field, but in life, make sure that you're looking after yourselves and each other. I'll see you guys on the next one.